Hello everyone, it's me, BigFriendlyWarGamer here again. It is the 22nd of March, Friday. It means I'm going to be doing my painty thing, my ramble today. It's a little bit late, it's nearly 5 o'clock, but I am going to show you what I've got on my desk and get to painting. Right, so not a huge selection of stuff on my desk this week. We've got my Def Guard Rhino, which is now undercoated, base coated, undercoated, same thing. Used to Def Guard green spray paint, but that's ready to go, ready to start painting. Got some Space Marine tracks for this Predator right here. We've got his weapons here as well. These are magnetised already. We've got 3 Rampages for my World Eaters, who the problem I've got with them at the moment is I can't find their arms, so I've got to look for them, which they could be under the desk, but I don't think they are. We've got 5 normal World Eater Space Marines, which are going to be tactical Marines with bolters and chain axes. We've got various bits and pieces. The drop pod still it needs cleaning, and then I'll see what I do with it afterwards. Various bits, as you can see from the tub bits, but yeah, so not a lot. But what I plan to do today is work on this Predator. Now, I had promised myself that I wasn't going to jump in and do all my tanks in one go, because the Spartan that I was doing last week I finished that, and then I was planning to do finish a squad, paint a tank, finish a squad, paint a tank. I finished painting 4 Terminators last night, so now I could jump onto this Predator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my camera up on its tripod and I'm going to get painting. Right, so first thing I'm going to do, get that turret up there. Now I've got to put these, where are they? So these are 2 25mm bases. I need to put them back on the Predator. Basically what I do is I kind of seal off the areas that I don't want paint on, which is where these sponsoon las cannons go. Now this is going to be like the Spartan last week. It's going to be mostly sponge work. I've kind of got a feel for doing this sponge work on tanks now, so I want to keep it going. That's an arm for a Space Marine. Now, as you can see, these las cannons, see this is the bit that glues onto the actual tank, and you see the magnet there, snaps into place, very nice. Now, I did that to my Spartan as well. So I've got some shoulder pads for these Marines. These bases are for the Rampages, bases for the Marines, backpacks for all 8 guys. So sponge, got our sponge, and we're going to get some ceramite white out. Now this is the same pot I was using for the Spartan. It's getting kind of empty, but it's still okay for now. Give it a good shake. Shake it, baby. And we're going to jump straight into putting some white on this tank. So this past week, it's just gone 5 o'clock now. So I've had a good week. So yeah, I'm going to start work from about there. So yeah, I've had a very good week. I've finally got a job. I start on Tuesday. Now this shouldn't affect my videos. Well, I'm working nights, so I can do my videos during the day, and it shouldn't affect that. I can carry on painting and stuff. So that'll be cool. It may slow my painting down a bit, but that's fine as well. That's to be expected. So yeah, it's Now, I may have talked about this last week, I can't remember, you know. it's been a bit of a whirlwind thing. I've had to have my eyes tested. I've had to get some glasses. Never worn glasses before. I don't even wear sunglasses, to be honest. But now I'm going to be wearing full glasses. I don't know if it's all the time or just when I need to actually have them on. I'll find it out when I pick them up. So let's put this actually on the desk and do it on the desk. May make the camera wobble a little bit, I'm afraid, but just makes it a little bit easier to do. So yeah, so my eyesight's not as good as I thought it was. I was under no impressions. My eyesight wasn't great, but I didn't know I was at the stage where I needed glasses. So I am. So got to do what I've got to do. So yeah, so I'll be back into the world of work. I can start buying stuff again, which is great. Start saving money up again, which is great as well. Saving up for what, I don't know, but I really want to learn to drive. Some of this I'm going to have to do with a brush because it's just too intricate. I can't get into the detail. So yeah, I was looking at what I've got left to paint for my world eaters. So it's like that sort of an angle. I've got these two small groups of troops, which are the ends of squads. So I've got 5 tactical marines, which will make a 20-man tactical squad. I've got the 3 rampagers, which will make a 10-man rampager squad. I can go up to 15 with them, I think, but I don't want to. They're going to be driving around in a Land Raider because Land Raiders that can outflank are scary. So I'm going to go up to that point on that bit. No, I don't. Yeah, trying to work out where I actually want to go up to with this, because it's got the blue horizontal lines on it, like the Spartan did as well. Although you wouldn't have seen the Spartan unless you follow my Instagram or Facebook groups as well. But where do I want to go? So this is going to be going there, and that one, should we say followed there? To be honest, I could sponge white all over this and then decide on the blue later, because it won't be a problem. So yeah, so the job is I'm actually looking forward to getting back to work. I didn't think I'd be saying this, but I am. Mainly because I'm getting sick of watching my money. I'm getting sick of having to watch what I buy and stuff like that. So yeah, getting back into work is going to be great. And yes, I'm going to lose some gaming time and some painting time, but it'll be worth it in the end, I think. So now onto the top of the tank. As you can see, the white picks up quite good. When you've got flat armour panels, the white works really quite well. Now the turret itself will be painted blue as well. I was considering doing the turret white, but I think it'll look better blue. And all my tanks have got blue turrets and stuff as well, so, and the gun things on them, the sponsons on the side are blue. So I want my tanks to look kind of uniform. The one that's going to stand out a bit is the Sikaran, because I painted that ages ago. And there's no point me going back and changing that now. So they're all going to have the like diagonal, the like lines that are kind of like that. I know what I mean. There are a lot of parallel lines. Yeah, it's weird. I was dreading painting the tanks because I thought they'd take forever to actually paint this white on, and it doesn't actually take that long. I mean, fair enough, it's a bit repetitive because you do have to go over it a couple of times, but that's okay, because it's like Space Marines are repetitive anyway, because they're guy in power armor or guy in power armor. They are one after the other. They're exactly the same. So it's the curse of the Space Marine player to paint the same thing over and over again, but it's fine. So I really want to get these tanks, these Predators. I've got a squadron of 3 of them, and I haven't used them yet, and I want to give them a go. I really want to give them a run out, because I think like they will be quite brutal. Like I don't power game to any extent, but having a squadron of 3 Predators, especially with the loadouts that I've given them, I think will be quite nasty. So, and to be honest, that's one of the things that I think my World Eaters really lack, is some ranged, is a lot of ranged firepower. I'm good in combat. Once I get in combat, I kill most stuff, but I haven't got a lot that can deal with stuff at range. So it's just given me a different option. Now, I'm not going to turn it on its side because I want this lot to dry first. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to carry on doing down this side. You notice these haven't had any shading on them. These are going to be painted blue as well. The exhausts. Now there's bits under the exhaust that I actually can't reach with the sponge. So again, like you saw last week, I'll have to do a bit of that with a dry brush. But that's fine. If I can stipple with a dry brush, that's not a problem. Now, I'm going to be in Games Workshop Uxbridge on Sunday, getting some painting done, and having a bit of a chat with some friends. I haven't done this for a while, so it'd be quite cool. And I'm going to be painting World Eaters, so I'm going to be making a mess with my white paint again. So that is actually quite good. Now there is some of that needs, like I said, some dry brush work, but that's okay. Just do along the bottom as well. Now the bottom won't matter too much because it'll be mostly covered by the tracks, but you'll notice it hasn't got tracks on it because it's easier to paint the tracks separate on a Predator. I know I haven't done that with some of my other tanks, but I have with these ones, especially because like with my Blood Angels and stuff like that, the whole tank might have been undercoated black, whereas these they're undercoated white. So painting silver over white doesn't always work very well. Right, so again, just working on armour panels, building up this white. Unfortunately this is going to be most of the video. Now I'm putting my hand in the way you can't see it. But it's what I've got to do. Sometimes we've all got to do what we've got to do. So I had a game of 40k at the club. It's my first game of 40k this year, and I used my Cal Space Marines. It was quite one-sided. It was against Gene Stealer Colt. He tabled me. I mean, it got to turn 5, I think, and he went to shake my hand. And like, I don't concede in games. I've played till the end, because sometimes you just don't know what will happen. So I never retire from a table. I always play till the end. Well, except for the one tournament that I played in, I retired because of my back. Because of my back playing up. I've been on my feet for 2 days straight, more or less. So it was a tactical thing to keep me sane as well. But generally, I don't quit in games. Even games of Blood Bowl where things are going so badly against me, I don't quit. So let's shake this pot again. And again, there's some bits on this that, like I said, I'll have to use the dry brush on, but that's not a problem. Let's pick a different corner this time. That one will do. Now I get paint all over my hands, as I always do, painting white. Doing this stippling effect. But that's fine, because I could just wash it off. So yeah, so this weekend is kind of my when I want to say last weekend of freedom, it's not, because I'm going to have some weekends off and stuff, but it's my last weekend as an unemployed guy. I need to make more of my weekends when I'm off again now, so I'm going to try and make it up to Games Workshop on the Sundays, get some painting done up there, and possibly on the weeks that I'm off on the Thursdays make it up there as well, but we'll have to see. So that's looking okay. I'm just going to leave that to dry before I do the other side. Actually, let's put some on the other side of that turret base. I don't want lots of blue on the back of the tanks. Now, the back door is going to be blue, and that's fine. But mostly I want these tanks to be white. I'm going to do a white stripe on the turret of the command tank, but I could model something on there, but I don't really want to be bothered doing that. Right, so I'm going to leave that for a little bit to dry, then I can do the other side. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get some, put that to one side, put the white to one side, and grab some Cantor blue and start painting up the gun shields and stuff. Now these, I can actually, I'll take that off. And take that one off as well. Let's grab a couple of my paint handles. Now these ones are going to be better for this than the Games Workshop ones, because I need the things held in place very securely. So you'll see why in a minute. I'm just going to put a big blob of blue tack and blue tack that down to that. And do the same with this one. Now you see some of these, you see that big clear patch of resin that hasn't been undercoated properly, but that's fine. It's not going to be a problem. Switch these waters over, and I'm going to get some lead belcher. Put the blue there for now. I don't need that just yet. Actually, let's put this to one side as well. It doesn't fill the whole camera and desk and stuff, so I want enough on here so that I can actually do a number of things. So that will do, and they're watered down a bit as well. Now all I'm going to do with these, get my as big a brush as possible. Now this brush isn't particularly good now. I've kind of worn my brushes quite badly the last year or so, but this will do perfectly for this one. And you can even go up to the magnet as well. I mean, a little bit of paint on the magnet probably won't be a problem. So you just want to cover the whole thing, and you don't need to worry too much if you've left some bits that aren't totally covered. That's fine, because you're going to give it a second coat as well, so that's perfectly okay. Just want to make sure that there's no like bare resin showing if you can help it. A little bit of silver on the magnet, but I've just wiped that off, that's fine. That's the first one. There's more bare resin on this one, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. It's the main reason it's a problem when you've got bare resin and you're painting onto it is if it's a part of a model that you're going to be picking up continuously, you might rub the paint off. If it's part of the model which you aren't really going to touch, then it shouldn't be a problem. For me, for example, with these are going to be permanently joined onto the actual models until they get weapon destroyed, and even then it'll be the actual gun that comes off and not this part, so it shouldn't be a problem. And as you see with the tracks, and the tracks are already sprayed silver, you might just be able to see them. It's just to cut corners. Yeah, I probably won't get around to putting them on today, although I might. The tank seems to come on fairly quickly once I get going. One thing I think I am going to do when I start earning money is buy myself a little hairdryer. Because I've got spare sockets here, and I plan to just be able to dry my paints a lot quicker. So I'm just going to leave that there for now. So I painted some spare shoulder pads for my cataphractii terminators, not realising I'd actually painted more than I needed. But that's okay, because when I get to build the last one, that and his loincloth thing are already done, so that's great. Saves me time later, so it's not a problem. So I'm going to give this enough time to fully dry. Now I could be painting the las cannons here. In fact, why don't I? Even if I just make a start on one of them. So yeah, at the club on Monday I've got 2 games of Blood Bowl arranged, which are my last 2 games for the league. I wanted to get them done because I didn't know the shift pattern I'd be working and stuff, but I think it works out that I'll be able to be at the club anyway. I'm not starting work till 10:30 at night, and the club's open from 1 till 11, so it works out that I can leave there about 9 o'clock. Gives me an hour and a half to get to work, which it shouldn't take me an hour and a half to get to work from Uxbridge. So that'll be great. Still do some of my club, and I can earn some money. So we've got new terrain coming in at the club as well, so that's good. I'm still hoping to be able to run a Blackstone Fortress campaign in the summer. Now what I've got to do is look at my other las cannons and see how much of this I've painted. I can't remember. So what I'm going to do is just leave that. All I've done is painted the barrel and the bit on the end. I'll do the same with this one. We've got England game on TV tonight for football, which wanted to get this ramble done before I sit down and watch that, and probably build some models while I do it. I got Shadow Spear. I'm going to try and get all of them built. I got some of them built last week, but not a hell of a lot. The only problem is building them. I think I'll find cases to put them in, and I'm short of case space at the moment. So, especially for the big crawler thing, the space marines I can kind of make spaces somewhere, but that big crawler might be a bit awkward. As all chaos vehicles are, but yeah, it's fine. So I painted them 2 bits. I'll paint these sponsons again. Give another coat of silver. Then hopefully get back onto this white. Yeah, I watched a bit of Mini Wargaming's 24-hour live stream yesterday, and it was crazy. The people donating money and stuff like that. It was totally crazy. So, but looks like a lot of fun. Again, just putting the second coat on these little sponsons. So basically all I do with these, I then shade them null oil, and they're good to go on the tank. But obviously I need to get that white finish first on the tank, because the white would just get on the silver otherwise. So there you go. But yeah, I'm feeling good about going back to work. I mean, yeah, I'm probably in the same boat as everyone else. No one wants to work. I mean, some people say about how they love their jobs and stuff like that, but the majority of people don't want to work. And I'll be honest, I don't want to work. But if I'm going to work, I've got to have a job where I can actually do what I need to do in my spare time as well. So Right, I'm going to take a quick break though. I'll be right back. Right, sorry about that. I just wanted to grab myself a drink. So, right, let's move that out off there. Move these up here. That's cannons can go there. Right, so I can bring this bad boy back on the table. I can finish do the white on this side as well. Then I'll probably go over it once more. Again, I've not got a lot of white left in this pot, but I've got another pot of white, so it's not a problem. So down to there. Okay, yeah, it's just remembering where the blue marking's going to go on these tanks is a bit awkward. I think I've got it now though. Just don't want to rub the paint off the other side too much at all if I can help it, but there you go. So yeah, so I'm going to be doing a bit of painting in games like Shop Uxbridge. Like I said, I haven't seen my friends up there for a while now, so. And this weekend you've got Abaddon goes on pre-order. Means my former Abaddon model can get retired, as he is going to be a little bit small for the new model. So. Being Black Legion, I've got to get him. We've got lots of Chaos Space Marine stuff coming out in the next little while. I'm not going to buy all of it. I'm going to buy select bits. I'm not going to go mad and buy models, because I promised myself I wasn't going to, and I'm still not going to. The sponge just doesn't seem to be hitting the spots I need to this at the moment. Sounds a bit weird, but I know what I mean. I want to try and encourage more of our gaming community to do like blogs and maybe start some video YouTube channels and stuff like that. I mean, I thought a few people might have done. I just haven't. I understand people have got jobs and stuff like that. I mean, you know, but I mean, doing these videos has meant so much to me, getting stuff off my chest, and you know, but I'd like to think that it might have helped a few other people as well. Like, even if it is you just sit and listen while you're painting, it's great. Get some painting done. Really good. In fact, did I glue that on? Yes, I did. That's okay. It was that corner that I was painting with. The thing with this sponging, sometimes if you lose track of where you are with the sponge, it can kind of throw you off a little bit, but yeah, it's okay. Then just do underneath the treads and stuff. And this definitely needs a second layer. So what I'm going to do is shake this pot some more. Yeah, this is getting really quite low, this pot now. But like I said, I've got another one. I've got another 4 or 5 pots of ceramite white, I think. Knowing that I would be using loads of it because of the way how I paint these. I went and bought quite a few. This is ages back. This is when I first started World Ears. I knew I was going to be painting like this, so yeah, like I said, there's so much parts of this. If I had have left these off, which I thought I'd blue tack to one, but I haven't, I've glued them on. If I had left them off, it would make it so much easier to paint. So I'll teach myself a lesson, but there you go. Next time, don't stick the exhaust on. At the moment this white's looking a little bit blotchy and it's not exactly looking how I'd want it to, but I think given time, once I've done the dry brushing as well, it should look fine. It should look okay. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to start on my all over coat again. Again, these are useful, the little little bases, just to cover up the bits that I don't want paint on. But they're also useful, so I've got somewhere to put my hand. As you can see, I'm holding it there and I'm holding it inside. Should actually be doing it more like that. That will probably be more helpful. Might not be actually, because I can't get around here. But those, like I said, the exhausts I've got to go around with the dry brush anyway, so I'm sorry this is kind of boring. Some people, you might find it interesting how I paint white, but probably not really. But if I hadn't have finished my Terminators last night, you would have had me painting Terminators. But they just wanted to get done. They've been sitting there as I've painted 6 of their squad. I've had 6 of them painted for ages. So yesterday I literally just got the bits out and I just done them. Sometimes the painting just comes to you like that, and if you get like that, then just go for it. I mean, it's not often that you do get that stages like that. So if you get the urge, really get the urge to paint something, just go for it. Like I said, I've got other space marines to paint, and I've got so many of them as well. I mean, once I finish that tactical squad, I've got a heavy tactical support squad with plasma guns. So I've got another 10 marines like that to paint. I've got 20 more assault marines to build, let alone paint. But again, at the moment, I'm just kind of watching what I do, because I haven't got the space to store these models, so I can't get them all built at the moment. And then I can just do, it should be, scrape some paint out the bottom of that pot. I really don't want to put this against the actual desk, because it will damage some of the paintwork on the other side, I think. So, but I think that's about all the sponging I'm going to get on this tank. So, right, so onto the dry brush. There's actually plenty of paint in the pot here, so no, that's fine there. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to buy another one of these dry brushes at the weekend, because this one is going to be my stippling brush now, so I kind of damaged it quite a bit. But that's okay, because it was always going to happen, so it's not a problem. That's actually okay. So put that on its side. Let's get some of this out of the bottom of the pot and put it in there. There's actually not a lot of paint left in there, which is good, because like a lot of the time most people don't finish pots off. I quite like it when I actually get down to the bottom of a pot and I properly finish it. It doesn't happen very often, so means the pot has fulfilled its destiny. I believe. I mean, there's okay. There's probably enough for me to finish this tank, I think. If I don't destroy the brush first, that is. So okay, so that's that side more or less done to how I want it. A little bit under there. And this little gun shield on here is going to be painted blue, I think. So it'll go alongside the gun shield on the actual gun. So I'm gonna just some more on the side. I'm not sure if that's. I don't think that's a shadow. Just gotta get in there some more. I think that's that side done. Yeah. Right, so working on the top bit. Now there's not a lot of this that I actually need to do on the top. It's only really, that bit's fine there. That bit there, that little bit there. Again, I don't want to totally fill it in. I just want to kind of give it a bit of a better look to it. So, hands on to the last side. So yeah, I'm really getting into painting my world eaters at the moment. And I know that I said I'll be painting Blackstone Fortress stuff, but when the mood grabs you to paint something, then paint it. If you're inspired to paint, go and paint. So it's exactly what I'm doing. And I may be more inspired to paint if I don't have as much time on my hands when I'm working, so who knows. Just don't know. Yeah, this pot is more or less done. It is done like the turkey. And I think I'm getting kind of close to my time on this video as well. It's 10 to 6 now, so I've got maybe about another 10 minutes or so. Now, one thing I do have to do is I definitely got to wash this brush off. And once I've finished doing this stippling and stuff, I'll probably have to get some more tissue, to be honest, but made a right mess of this brush. But that's okay. That's what brushes are for. They're for painting. It would only be a sad brush if I didn't paint with it, so there you go. And tip the pot over. Nothing left in the pot, but still don't want it on its side. So just last bits of tidying up on here. I mean, this is one way you really don't want to treat your brushes. I'll show you at the end what it's done to this one. But unfortunately, it's my way of painting. It's the way I get a white that I like. So the brushes just have to grin and bear it. And I'll buy new ones. As you can see, the brush is a bit worse for wear now, but the white on the tank is practically done. I would say it is done as that pot is done. So we're going to put that down there with all my other dead pots until I throw them out. I mean, I could see a few more bits that I probably should fill in with the white, but it will just add a little bit of shading and detail to the actual tank, so it's fine. And then I can actually make a move on painting blue. But I think I'm going to cut the video there for today. A little bit short, I know, but what can you do? But so yeah, so as always, thank you if you sat through me rambling and painting and doing all this funky stuff that we do with our hobby. If you feel like, if you like what I see, if you like what you see, please feel free to subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. It's just a little tick, and you get updates on when I post videos. But anyway, thank you for listening. I will see you all soon. Bye bye.